very moment. I know we're all Americans, and I'm glad I'm an American and not something else. I must tell you that very quickly. I'm thankful for this country. But don't be naive enough to think that power isn't power no matter what name it operates under, and that political power and religious power have not disappeared from the face of the United States of America. You and I ought to be wise enough to know that we have no direct control over the events that occur at the national levels of this country, that there are ingrained, layered bureaucracies that make policy and execute policy, which are apart from our elected officials, that there is no such thing, and don't be naive enough to think that there is. There is no such thing as a Christian nation in the world. There has never been a Christian nation in the world, and any time that one considers that there is a Christian nation in the world is only simply being misled. That Christian nation is all part of the same system that we see defined here in the book of Revelation. God's people are called pilgrims, and they must recognize themselves as pilgrims. That we are not citizens of this world, and the definition is made very distinct in the New Testament scriptures for a very good reason, because the citizens of this world are in the system defined here in the 17th chapter of the book of Revelation. They all fall into that category, and God's people must never fall into that category. What does it say? The 8th verse says, the beast that you saw, that thou sawest, was and is not, and shall come and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. And you ought to underscore that statement, because it's a statement which simply says in different terms what the Apostle Paul said to the Philippian church when he said, our citizenship is in heaven, not here. And we have not learned yet to make that distinction clearly enough. But it's a truth, and it's a New Testament truth. Ought to be applied to our lives. We should readily call into question every religious practice that is attempted to be applied to us and see whether or not there is any biblical basis in fact for it. We are not citizens of this world. And even in this great country of ours, you would be naive to think that we are an absolutely free people. We are not. You're not free to do a lot of things. Government is power, and power is to control the people. Remember that. The degree of control may vary, but all government exists for the purpose to control the power, and under the guise that we do what we do for the betterment or for the good of the most, and ignore the good of the few. It's always been that way, and it will always be that way. At the end of the age, it will be exactly that way. You will have a worldwide religion, you will have a worldwide government, and you will, if you are here, believe both, be entrapped by both, be sucked into the whirlpool by both, and you will die, as they will die. Because we read that the beast and his false prophet and this great whore shall all wind up in perdition, and all who follow them will equally find themselves in perdition. And there is no hope for anything else except in Jesus Christ now.